Okay, and we're back, folks. I just did a little bit of building to get this TOD underway. It's been appropriately named Watson Heights, and it'll be a satellite or a metropolitan centre, I should say, to Leighton City Centre. So as I explained right at the beginning, and for those that know me on my blog sites and LinkedIn, I run infrastructure ahead of a development. So basically the infrastructure goes down first, then the urban development, rather than what New Zealand does, put the urban development down first and have a think about the infrastructure 30 years later. So if I just come out of this mode, this is what we've got. This is Watson Heights. So I'm just going to do some good old themes and policies. So themes, European suburbia, university city, city planning. Got all this in play. We'll put on electric cars, and I'll show you why in just a minute. Taxation, don't need to worry about that because there's no leisure in the city. Put the parks recreation on, just gives a little bit more kick there. As it doesn't have a university, it doesn't need the boost, and everything else is on. But we're going to go over to the themes, and we're going to enable some themes and specializations. Same with commercial. This is going to be a green quarter of the city. So all commercial, you can see here. We go organic, we go local. So we'll activate that. And then we'll go to, we won't do IT for office, then we'll go to residential. And for residential, we are going to go self-sufficient buildings, which, there you go there. And you'll see what that's like when it pops up in a minute. So that's what we're going to do. You can see here it all is here. You can see the busway starting to be laid out in advance, but until we're ready to connect it up and bring the main Watson Heights bus station online, we're going to use the bus stations here that are built along Leighton Byway, and we'll just use the bus lanes. When we're ready to flip over, this station will turn around, this one will come online, this one will go offline, same with this one, until we develop some industry on this side, which is more likely to be ore industry given or in forestry. So, Transit Orientated Development comes down, all the civic infrastructures in place, are parks, schools, yoga park, you name it, it's there. So let's get part 2 of the TOD underway. We've got the bus station, we've got the roads, now for the zonings. Okay, zonings. No industry this time, and probably a touch of it. So, we'll run. I've also built a cycleway down here. So we'll run commercial along here, given it's in close proximity to the busway. But for the rest of it, this is residential to come in demand. Because we're so close to the busway, we're going to go high density. This will be filled in later, and the busway will be connected from, let's get a road, the road cursor is easier to, from here to here. I'll show you how I do the connections in a minute. You can probably hear my youngest daughter, Shani. Shani says hi to everyone. She's just come home from kindy. Just going to do that. I'll show you the street I'm using here and why I like using this one the most. Okay, Just quickly plop down some office in close proximity. Now remember, we've got high residential demand, but I'm still placing down commercial and office because that usually follows quite quickly soon after. I also, unlike Auckland with say Flatbush, which is no dairies to be seen for a mile, so you have to drive everywhere, I do mix up the commercial a little bit so you don't have to go as far. Right, we've got the zones primarily set down, mixture of light and high density. Further zoning will be carried out at later dates, especially as I work my way down there and bring Watson Heights Station online. We keep the cliffs free so you can have a look. And then I'm just going to share this road and then we'll quickly do the bus routing. It will just be the busway. I won't do this feeder yet for it because it's I haven't bought Watson Heights online. This is my favourite one I like to use. It's based on the Dutch one. Works great, even supports buses extremely well, and most of all supports cycling, and you still have your parking. Now let's quickly do that busway. Grab our bus line. Now it's already existing, so it's a case of take it to the furthest point. Don't need it for don't really need it for that one, so I will turn it off, and we just drag into position. Drag into position, so that's all ready to go now. A feeder will come from down here and make its way just doing a circuit loop around that, and you also get other feeders there. But for now, not needed yet, although you might find I'll be bringing Watson Heights online quite quickly. So, let's get this going. And away we go. Now, probably start with a few more buses. Yep, here they come. Gets everything light. It alters how many buses you need by funding and route selection. There they all go, getting in position. Whoop! Just have to quickly jug the power. So best way to do that is just do the underground cables. Alright, let's get part 3 going. You can see this going.